Now, here's where it gets interesting on the lower time frames. First of all, I'm going to do London session and the zones that you need to be looking for on London session. So people ask me all the time, why do my charts look like this and what does it actually mean? So I'm going to tell you what it is and why it looks like this, and then how you can actually do it yourself and the indicator that I use. So the black candles indicate Asian session, the pink candles indicate US session, and the green candles indicate London session. Now, obviously, this is a London video, so I'm going to tell you which zones to focus on. So the actual indicator I use it's called this Asian Session Bar Color by Raymond Koto. Low fat, you can just type in low fat session bar and I think it will come up. But you can see on the top left here, these are the settings that you want to make it. Now it's in, I think it's Eastern US time. So you have to put it on these times right here. I'm not in US time, but I had to put it in US time. So you can see right here, if you just want to copy this, and then you can change the colors to whatever you want. This is just the colors that I like, and it'll be easier if other people did as well, so that I can help with your charts when it comes to it. It just makes it easier, but you don't have to as long as you explain it to me. Now, knowing this, what do we do in London session? Well, the London session, what the zones we need to be aware of on the lower time frames are zones from the Asian session that has just been, so the Asian that is just before the London that we're trading, because because London comes right after the Asian session. So we need to be focusing on them zones. But what do I mean by this? Well, I mean Asia low, so like this, Asia low, and Asia high, like that. So we need to be focusing on Asia low and Asia high. But that's not it. We also need to be focusing on previous London session zones. Whatever happened the last time your pair was at this price in London session. So the previous day's London session, we'll draw the high on for that. That will come in of importance right there. These are the zones which the banks look for rejections at. So it topped yesterday in the previous day's London session. So in the previous day's London session, London topped at this point here. So this is a clear point for the European banks in London session for Euro JPY. So this is a zone we need to know. In terms of importance, the previous London session zones are more important than Asian session, but Asian session is still important. US session zones, they're not important. You don't need to know them in US. They're for US session. But for this example, pretty simply, as I've said, you need to be focusing on the previous Asian session that's just been and potential London session zones. So we had that one there. If I go on the hourly, now the timeframes you want to be using for this are the 50-minute, the 30-minute, and the hourly. The hourly is best for like connecting them up. So now we actually have the zones that we're looking for rejections off. What comes next